I shouldn't have been drinking either. Okay, I think we are live. Are we live? Let's see here. Yep, looks like we're live. All right. Yep, we're live. So, today's topic is about struggle love. All right. I picked struggle love because from a couple conversations that I have heard or had, or even just things I've thought about about my own relationship or past relationships that made me think about struggle love. And I said, let's dig into that just a little bit deeper. Um, but while the room is loading up, I wanted to say this. I wanted to say why I speak on relationships. First of all, I do not think that I am a therapist or a counselor of any sort. Okay? Not at all. However, I've always been a hopeless romantic. Always have been a hopeless romantic. The human experience has always interested. Not only that, um, I hear a little feedback. Hold on one second. Not only that, um, when it comes down to it, I'm a curious person, you know. Um, Not to mention the fact that I like to go up under the surface. I like to get under the epidermis. So that's one of the things that honestly, I'm a single woman myself. I had a marriage. It didn't work. Okay. But that's neither here nor there. I'm just saying that it didn't. Okay. So now that I'm out here, I had to live life, raise a daughter, blah, 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 blah. But now I'm at the point where perhaps I'd like to have a relationship or something like that. I'm curious. So these topics aren't just because I feel like I am an an expert on the subject matter, because I'm not. All right. I'm learning too. But experience has given me some wisdom that I'd like to be able to share, things of that sort. So that's the reason why I'm here. And I like to talk about it. So, we're going to be talking about them a lot. Okay. Now, the other thing is that if there's any suggestions that people have for topics, please send them my way, because suggestions is always needed. I have a suggestion. And I have a suggestion that was given to me, and I'm going to do that next week. Okay. That one is, and this is a deep one. Okay. And y'all remind me, Tina remind me, too, that to repeat it at the end of this thing. And bear with me, I've been having a little bit of prosecco. It's been busy. Okay. So I'm just going to enjoy myself today. All right. I ain't going to pretend. But anyway, so I say all that to say it's about interracial relationships. In particular, one of my friends said to me, she said, I want to know why it is that it is so frowned upon when a black man dates a white woman as opposed to when a white man dates a black woman. Okay. Now, we are good friends. Okay. She happens to be a white woman, and I understand why she's asking that, because she probably does feel a little bit more fever and intensity. But we'll get down into that. But the thing is that I really didn't drill down and deeper to that with her, because a lot of that's got to do with our history and where we came from. So that's a deep topic, and we got to explore that. Okay, so we're gonna explore that next week. But I got to get that up in here, because sometimes you be feeling like you're telling your own culture secrets, and I don't want to get into that. But we'll get back into that later on. Okay. Now, the other thing is, I just need to say this because I was on a show the other day, and we were talking. And when we were talking and everything, I know I had to sound like Asada Shakur and Angela Davis. Oh, God, I got the black power. But that's who I am. I'm a black woman. That's all I know. But the human, I know what race I'm from, right? But my culture has certain circumstances that surround it and its history. So I'm always going to be pro-black, but I love people as well. Okay, so I love humans. So I'm just not from one race. So I'm saying all that to say that I'm all inclusive. So I never want anybody to come on here and hear me speaking from my perspective and feel like it may have a reflection upon how I feel about other cultures, because that is not the case, and nothing could be further. Okay. So I wanted to say that, and I think, let me see here. Wait a minute, I made one more note. Let me see what else. And I've never had a divisive or divisive spirit about me, and never will now. So I just want to say that. So with that said, I'm going to put us in the intro, okay? And we're going to get started on this subject because I think somebody got something to say around here. And I'm going to, oh, I think I put the link in there. I got to check and make sure I put the link in. And while this is playing, I'll go check. Hello, my fabulous viewers. Welcome to Kim Delivers, the ultimate destination for commentary enthusiasts. I am Kimberly, your guide on this exciting journey, delivering you entertaining and informative content. Whether you're here for a dose of laughter, inspiring tips, or just good vibes, you've landed in the right spot. Hit that subscribe button and join our family. So buckle up and let's dive into the world of Kim Delivers together. All right. This is my sister Tina. It's my sister from another mister. Okay.
Good evening, everybody.
Tina, we are going to dive into this subject, Tina. Me and Tina, you know how us girls do. We just chop it up anyway. Chop it up. That's what we're going to do here. And before I go on, let me just say hello to a couple people that came in here. Hey, sis. I'm glad you are here. I wish you were here with me too. And I know that, you know that. We are always about that. What you say, Tina, money making Mondays?
Yes.
She started off the week like that, okay?
But you want to make money every day of the week.
Exactly. And Latoya. Oh, Latoya. Hey, Latoya. How you doing, sis? Now, listen. I'm going to put something on there and put some sauce on that top of that one for you, Latoya. Okay? That's a good one. How to spot red flags early.
I got a reasoning for that one, too.
You go I'm going to hold on to mine. Tell me yours, girl.
When you spot those red flags, to react on to act on those red flags. Don't ignore them.
Mm-hmm.
Don't act like you see them, let it fall by the wayside. You have got to acknowledge those red flags and act on them.
Now that's the truth, but see, this is my thing though. See, I'm getting ready to take it to another level on y'all. Why is it that some females see the red flags and they decide to paint their fingernails to match that motherfucker? Okay, that's what I want to know. Okay, that's what I want to know. Hey, Michelle. Oh. Wait a minute, let me get this in here. Okay. Oh, loving that intro. Thank you, sis. I appreciate that. Hey, Michelle, how you doing? So we're going to get into this. And I'm going to hit these as I go. I'm trying to keep up with you all's messages. But let me add to the stage. So we're talking about struggle love, right? Because love is a struggle anyway, seem like sometimes. I mean, because it's an emotion. All right. So, emotions can be intense. So, you can struggle back and forth. And then when you're talking about in a relationship, right? So you have two people, so you're trying to put them, two people together. So sometimes you can have struggle. Struggle does not have to be a bad thing. When we say struggle love, in this particular case, we're talking about people who are having difficulty, but there are going to be struggles. So struggle, it depends on how you use it. But so the definition of struggle love is a term that has been popularized in the last 10 years to describe a relationship where one partner endures multiple hardships, unhealthy and toxic behavior at the hands of another, in hope that they will be rewarded with the love and affection of their partner once their loyalty has been tested. Okay. Now, and I just threw these up here, so don't mind if they kind of blurry. Okay. So anyway, most relationships will face conflicts or challenges from time to time. If these issues are constant or if you often feel worse after dealing with them, it can help to check in with yourself and to see whether the relationship is healthy enough to find a resolution and whether it may be time to leave, to book up. What you think, Tina?
Kim.
What? I'm gonna take a sip.
So hmm, I just had like a flashback of a lot of old failed relationships that I've had.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I'm trying to pull from each one the main topic,
Mm-hmm.
which would be
But I'm just saying, no, for this right here, just how do you define struggle love? Because some people think that struggle love, also has codependency. We've heard people call it as like ghetto love.
and
It could be.
that's what
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about, the
Mm-hmm.
dependency, like putting myself in that, doing the flashback to where I was mentally and emotionally during those
Mm-hmm.
relationships, and just thinking back and trying to pull that little bit, it was definitely a codependency. So whereas I was lacking because I felt like I was lonely, or
Mm-hmm.
people make me smile or make me laugh, you know,
Mm-hmm.
it a lot of things that we go through in life, some of us all know that it has an effect on the type of relationships that we obtain in
Mm-hmm.
our lives. So when you have that, in some cases, the struggle of I consider it to be is,
Mm-hmm.
say, like my mother passed. I had
Mm-hmm.
abandonment issues, even though she didn't leave me on purpose. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I would gravitate to people who would be like, "Hey, I'm never going anywhere. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
gonna leave you." Of course, they did, but just because I had that reassurance, come and me coming from a place where I felt abandoned, I felt
Mm-hmm.
like the people that I love the most left me, even though they
Mm-hmm.
did it on purpose. That put me
Mm-hmm.
in a struggle love. I'm struggling
Mm-hmm.
to love when I don't even know how to love properly because of the things that I've been through.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
it's crazy when you just dealing with love or different relationships, you have to know who you are before
You
you do
do.
it, or before they'll even be successful, because you coming from that place of codependency, and I'm depending on you or you're depending on me to make something better, and it's not going to work that way. You have to be able to make it better within yourself.
You do. But here's the other deal, though. There's so many different things, just like you said about them. We talked about the codependency. I put up some of these things that they say actually are some of the issues or some of the components of struggle love, just like Latoya said. Latoya was saying because trauma bonding is one of them, okay? But it's about two. Once you get inside there, hold on a second, let me catch up with. Hi, Lauren. Hey, San. I dropped the link if you want to come in, San. San, say hey, Tina.
Hey, Sandy. Hi, ladies.
uh who's that? Hi, Lauren and Sandy. Okay, so here, let me go and do this here. This next one here. So they give you things of when to stay in the relationship, okay? When you feel fulfilled and satisfied, when your relationship, because see, the thing is that you're gonna have struggles in love, but you got to be able to determine when we got struggles in love and when that crap is a struggle love, okay? And a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people, are finding that, and some people find themselves in that same old pattern just because of what you said. They haven't healed, and what Latoya said, they haven't healed. So they're gonna find, because it's almost like you don't until you learn your lesson or till you get the message that God's going, you're gonna keep repeating the things, and they find themselves in the same relationship over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to know when to stay in them, okay? So here are a few of the things, when you're on the same page, when you feel excited about the future, you ask for and you see change, those are the things that, you can know, well, maybe you might be just facing a few struggles, but, we can make it through here because you see some of those attributes. Now, when the leave a relationship is a lot of times when people have difficulty. Because a lot of times people be acting like Jesse Jackson. They want to keep hope alive, okay? I'm just saying. So, if your needs aren't being met, your primary relationship needs are being met by other people. You know that you can't ask for more. You or your partner are consistently jealous, irreconcilable differences. Friends and family don't support. You feel stuck and obligated. What's the other one? You just can't seem to make it work. You feel resentment. You don't feel loved. And when those things start, because you know how sometimes, even if we trying to fool ourselves, but deep down in our spirit, we don't be feeling comfortable
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. When we start trying to examine it, when we want to examine it, we start seeing things. So, like this right here, what do you think about this? Never leave a relationship for a few faults. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's corrected. In the end, perfection is greater than perfection.
Oh, absolutely,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. Every people and disassociation. Let me just throw that out there.
Mm-hmm.
People relationships will disassociate themselves with love and affection because hey, nowadays that's not the thing to do. Oh, if I give you too much affection, you gonna take it and you gonna dog me. If I give you
Mm-hmm.
too much affection, oh, you gonna take it and you gonna try to get it from somebody else because you're just never satisfied.
Mm-hmm.
This is perfect for me because in my current relationship we've had struggles because we were long distance.
Right.
But because we took the time out to show each other affection, to be mindful of how the other person felt, it helps
Mm-hmm.
you get through those non perfect moments.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then nothing in life is perfect.
No, it's not.
Nothing in life is
No, it's
perfect.
not.
But when you get to a point to where you can't effectively show someone affection,
Mm-hmm.
it's time to question whether or not you need to question whether or not you really care about
Yeah.
this person. And then they need
I'll
to
be right back. Somebody ring that doorbell. You keep rolling with it, Artine. I'll be right back.
then they need to question whether or not, you're the person for them or if you can satisfy their emotional needs. Everybody wants to feel some type of affection or love. That's true. Never leave a relationship. It can be really difficult to deal with someone when they don't show you affection. You could begin to doubt how they feel. And if a person isn't able to show affection in any way, shape, or form, then you really need to look at, okay, so there's some type of emotional issue with this person. Is this a person that I really want to attach myself to? And it's not that someone has to show you affection every minute or every hour of the day, but when it's absent, that's a red flag. It's a red flag. And I'm no expert. I'm just speaking on just the relationships I've been through. I don't think anyone genuinely has to be an expert, but just think back on the things you've gone through. And if you have any little tidbits or experiences that you could share with someone else, experience makes you an expert. But again, I'm not an expert, but experience will get you through and gives you knowledge in all facets of life. So definitely, I can't go through the messages, so I'm just going off the same comment here.
Okay. So I'm back. That was my neighbors. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. My neighbor, they're really neighborly around here. Okay. So that's all I can say. Well, yeah, I like this one because what I took away from this too is that if your relationship is because a lot of people have
Yes.
an idea of what they want a relationship to be like, okay? And they want it to be perfect, grandiose. This person does that. Or I've always experienced this, that, and the other. But if they're saying that if they give it in the end, affection is always greater than perfection. So if they're attending to you and giving you the attention and, trying to accommodate your needs, your desires, and your wants, then we have to remember maybe that dream that we've always had or how we've always envisioned it, maybe we need to let go of that and not be holding on to that. Now, the thing about struggle love too is when people get into it, and okay, so let me just say it like this. So I've witnessed people get into situations and they may be a dynamic individual, but somehow the person that they got is not. Okay. They're unequally yoked. But even though this person isn't aligned with them, because I don't want to say anybody's above any other, but they're not aligned with one another. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What happens is that one person ends up doing the most. Okay. And then more than the other.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, when it comes to fixing those relationships, like they were saying too, if you got attention, don't be messing up nothing for perfection. Okay. So they're trying to say, hold on to what you got. If what you got is good. All right. But here on this side, you got some people that are not. And some people, even though some of them try to fix their man, they try to build a man, they try to do all this stuff. You can't build nobody because I always tell, because I had this one guy was trying to fix me one time. Okay, he was a personal trainer. Got some little bit of meats on me. Okay, and so I had to let him know God made me once. I don't need you to make me over. Okay. So you can't make nobody over. You can't fix them. But some people will stay in that relationship with you because they don't want to be fixed because they know being broken gets them attention. So you gotta, when it comes down to attention, you gotta be careful of how that attention is played out. Hey, JB.
Kim, to expound on that a little bit more, not all attention is good attention, and then
Amen.
we have to, and even in raising our kids, we have to be able to discern what's good affection and what's bad affection. Because some folk, and then it's crazy now because things have changed so much from when I was a teenager and coming up, and I'm 50, coming up to the way things are now, to where we thought of affection as, yeah, that's a hug. He's giving me a hug. He's giving me a kiss. He's rubbing my shoulder. He's giving me, a massage or something. We considered that a form of affection. Now, not all with everybody, so don't nobody get offended. But some folks is, he upset because this nigga trying to talk to me. And this is just stuff that I hear. So, he upset because this nigga trying to talk to me. That, in some cases, is a form of affection to some people. And it's dysfunctional.
Yeah, I know.
A form of affection. So, one, we have to be able to discern what's positive and what's negative.
Hello, but a lot of people can't do that. I'm still here. I'm just going to refill my glass. Go ahead.
I get that. I see that too. And to be able to grasp, like, hey, him being jealous and not want me to talk to this person or not want me to go here and or do certain things just because he feels it could be a threat to him and the place he holds he or she holds in that person's life. That's not a positive form of affection. So I get showing affection is better than perfection. Some affection with some folks can be real toxic. So
that's true. So, but let's talk about that though. Okay, let's unpack that. So toxic. So this one right here, and this kind of ties in. One thing you can't hide. Oh, I like this right here. One thing you can't hide is when you crippled inside. Now that John Lennon said that. Okay, we know why he was an artist now, because that was a good line, John. John was kind of smooth. All right. One thing you can't hide is when you cripple inside. I came across that today. I said, I'm putting that in my repertoire, because I'm gonna use that on somebody. I'm not gonna lie, I'll be using it on somebody. I sure am. Michelle says that's true, Tina. Right, Tina. Somebody being controlled is not affection, and that's the other thing. And people will control you. Tina's all right, because people will control you with that. They'll control you with jealousy, fear, um, jealousy, fear, and not only controlling you, but guilt. Things like that. So
So I got a brief little
oh
snippet.
now, okay, wait a minute. This. Okay, don't forget it, because Lauren just said something. I want to see.
Uh-huh.
She wants us to answer this. Okay. So what if both people are struggling and not equipped to be in a relationship,
Mm-hmm.
but they attach to one another due to the common struggle they share?
Mm-hmm.
Trauma bonding like that.
Mm-hmm.
So what you say about that?
That's one of the worst. And coming from coming from working in DPD for the short time that I did, thank
Mm-hmm.
we saw that every day.
Mm-hmm.
For most of the day, out of an 8-hour day, at least a good 6 of those hours were calls we
Mm-hmm.
were getting from those type of people. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I don't, I want to get my clothes from her house.
Mm-hmm.
These conversations. I want to get my clothes from her house, but she won't let me in. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times what they would do is call in supervisors and they try to help them get a resolution. Listen, don't go over there and fight. Don't try to argue. Do you have to get those clothes? Well, no, I don't, but I want them. Listen,
Mm-hmm.
those be those people that don't want to let go.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I cheated on you. Well, I'm gonna cheat on you back, but we still gonna stay together. It's the
Mm-hmm.
oh, I drunk all your liquor and you smoked all my weed. We gonna fight, but then we gonna still stay together. It's crazy. It's crazy.
It is, but let's break it down even a little further. Sometimes people got unhealed shit, like
I was just gonna say that.
abandonment issues. Yep, abandonment issues. Sometimes women are seeking their daddies because their daddies wasn't there. Daddies are, you know, these men that's out here just dropping seed, dropping seed, dropping seed, and and it's going moving on. I watch a lot of Kendra show. You ever seen Kendra G?
Yeah,
Yeah, so yeah, it's a good show. And these people just coming on with their issues, and it's a dating show, but it's really a relationship issue show too, because you people be telling all their issues, okay? So some of these women, and you can tell some of these women have these daddy's issues. These men dropping seed everywhere and ain't taking care of their seed. So these girls are being abandoned. The sons are being abandoned. They don't have a man to show how they should mirror themselves and step after, because the girls have abandonment issues. And I'm gonna tell you something, and I don't know how this sounds, but I really don't mess with people that got abandonment issues. All right, because that's a whole nother thing. If I hear you got abandonment issues, I ain't even And so no. So when that happens, a lot of times they're trying to find things in these men and trying to hold to them. And on the other hand, when women are having all these different babies and aren't able to nurture the kids that they have correctly, some of these men are getting the nurturing and the compassion and stuff that they need. So they don't know how to bring it to a relationship. So I think sometimes people just take they try to mask all that stuff and fill it up with something else instead of stopping and realizing that they need healing.
mm-hmm.
And let me go back to that slide. What was that slide say? One thing you can't hide is when you're crippled inside. These people are crippled. A lot of people out here, a lot of people are the walking dead. You got the walking dead out here, okay? They're like zombies. They just going to, because they ain't alive inside, okay? So that's one thing. And then the other thing, how that pulls it in when the people are struggling and they're not equipped to be in a relationship. The thing is, those people usually are typically so far gone, good common sense don't reason within them, because if they did, they would become, the only thing I can tell those people is that you have to be the author of your own destiny. And so that means you have to be self-aware. And then people ain't usually self-aware, because they were self-aware, they wouldn't find themselves in this conundrum. All right. But yet they do. So, but like I said, relationships is like glass. Sometimes it's better to leave them broken. So when Lauren said that, I put this link up here because it kind of breaks it down. So if they both are not equipped to be in a relationship, sometimes it's better to leave that stuff broken, and then instead of hurting yourself trying to put it back together, and it ain't never gonna go. What you think?
Well, unfortunately, in those type of relationships, it's
Mm-hmm.
always, well, I'm not going to say always, but most of the
Mm-hmm.
time it's some detrimental things that happen to make them people even leave each other alone. Because just on a realization of, hey, he doesn't treat me right or she doesn't treat me right, they don't leave. They still stick around because it's a struggle love. They have a common struggle. It could be
Mm-hmm.
abandonment issues growing up. It could be an addiction. It could be anything.
Yeah.
And they stick together because that's that common bond. That's that struggle,
Mm-hmm.
that pain that they share, that they
So
could.
that's what you talking about. What Lauren just said here on down in the comment. It leads to toxicity. So that's what you're saying.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Michelle said exactly, Lauren. So let's see here now. What we got next here? Now that's the other thing. So sometimes, and that kind of goes back to what Lauren's thing is too. But sometimes we create our own heartbreaks through expectation.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because I think that goes back to that perfection thing.
Hmm.
April says for real on what we were saying. And Shay says facts.
Absolutely.
And oh no, not Nick Cannon. Oh, that's right. He does have another baby on the way. He has another baby with one of the ladies that I love. I love the show. Selling on Sunset. Love that show.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's a whole nother level right there because it's toxic in every way,
Mm-hmm.
but it's and that's that's that struggle love. Because
Mm-hmm.
why would he or whatever woman that he deals with want to continue on this road? You want to continue on the road of having
Mm-hmm.
kids with all these random women. And why, as a woman, would you want to put yourself in that position to just be another woman he got a baby by? I just
Mm-hmm.
don't. I don't understand it. It ain't meant for me to understand. But that's
She
that.
Italian and something, but she was on that show and they was asking her about that too. And she's Italian something. I think she might have blackheaded the way she was coming at them people about being in her business.
It's
But yeah, so I don't know, but yeah, you're right about that. Isn't that true?
so these last two slides
Mm-hmm.
really touched on my ex marriage. Okay, my
Mm-hmm.
past marriage, shall I say? And it was
Mm-hmm.
go back to that one you had before that.
That one.
Struck me the hardest, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Because even though I just had one aunt that was married and it wasn't the best marriage, so I'm not going to even
Mm-hmm.
use that as a blueprint to marriage. Coming
Mm-hmm.
up, I didn't have anyone else around me that was married. So
Mm-hmm.
my expectations of marriage were the things I caught from TV as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Your husband takes care of you, takes care of the kids, takes care of the home. You cook, you clean, and that's not to say that that's all that the woman's good for or that the husband's good for, but that
Mm-hmm.
was the basis. And since I'm independent, I said, let me add I could work and I could help my husband.
Yeah.
What we do together. It's not a he or me,
Mm-hmm.
it's us. We're a team in this, right?
Right.
But when I got married, I got and it was a whole facade. And that goes back to somebody saying recognizing the red flags. I saw the red
Mm-hmm.
flags and I didn't acknowledge them.
Mm-hmm.
I just did I didn't put on the red nail polish, but I didn't say, okay, so that's a no, Tina. I said, no,
Mm-hmm.
well, maybe that's a maybe. And then I can get it to a yes later on down.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No. So never ignore those red flags, not even
No.
the slightest ones, okay? And
Yeah.
it was so disappointing and heartbreaking because my expectations were shattered when he didn't do
Yeah.
any of those things that I expect.
Right.
Any of the things that we sat down and talked about as a couple and what we
Mm-hmm.
expect of each other to be, as man and wife. He did none of it. So
Mm-hmm.
that can really hurt you and be detrimental. You have to I would never say lower your expectations because I'm not doing that no more.
Mm-hmm.
I did that with him. I'm not doing that no more. I would
Mm-hmm.
say stick to what you expect, but leave a little room for. So first off, don't expect the highest of expect. We gotta expect of others what we expect of ourselves first,
That's true.
and don't.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
Um, first of all, mine would be a little bit different. I'm gonna change expectation to escapation. Trying to escape because I was trying to escape my mom and them house, and I messed around and married my ex-husband, and that was the wrong thing to do. And my heartbreak wasn't because he broke my heartbreak. It was because doing that and trying to. That's something real important. That bond is really important. So that changed my whole life around. You know what I mean? So them was the heartbreak, and then subsequently my child. So those were the heartbreaks. I just want to say, Lauren said both of us nailed it. Sandy said that's true, Tina.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we got here. Michelle says, "Do not settle, though. I did that before. They did not work. Sure, ain't that the
Mm-hmm.
truth?" And then Shay says, "This quote I can relate to about losing yourself. Unfortunately, yes."
Mm-hmm.
Um, this one right here is so now this one kind of hit me because this guy that I really loved. I loved it him. I think y'all heard me talk about him before. And I'll probably talk about him again. But I loved James. Okay, I loved James. But James was having some problems. I'm just on my caboose. And here, but James was having some problems. Okay, and I don't know what it was, but he wasn't living. I had a daughter, and he wasn't living the life that I thought he should be living. At first he was a God-fearing man, going to church, all the rest of that. I'm gonna just tell you the truth. James was country. Okay, he was country. He came from Tupelo, Mississippi. Okay, James was so country that they didn't get an indoor bathroom until he was 16. They stayed in a double wide. He was the finest chocolate drop though, and good as gold. I'm just gonna tell you now. Now that he can't help how he was born. I'm just saying, right? I'm just trying to tell you what, give you some background, right? So, but when he came up here, but his family, down there in the Mississippi, they was really church bound. I met his sister and her husband. Still friends with them today. They still great. We'll be friends with James too if he hadn't passed on. But James came from Mississippi backwards up here to Detroit and tried to be slick because he thought he was slick in Mississippi. But he was Mississippi slick. He wasn't Detroit slick, okay? It's a different thing. Mm-hmm. So when he got in here, he got turned around, all right? And he started doing other things. Now, I don't know what it was. He never told me the truth. But it wasn't anything. I never had to worry about cleaning my car. Um, I never had to worry about cleaning my car, putting gas in my car. He could put a pleat in Jessica's uniforms better than I could put a pleat in her because he loved to iron it. Make the baddest greens. That's how I learned how to make greens from him. It wasn't anything that he did. He took care of the groceries, everything. I mean, he was good to my whole family and everybody else too. So, but when I saw him start doing that thing, it was painful to me. But I couldn't lose myself inside of James because I had a kid. So I had to break it off. But I'm gonna tell you something. Oh my God, that shit hurt me. I must have cried. I was crying and crying. I must have been crying for 2 months because I couldn't be with him and I wanted to. Okay. Let me bring Natty up. Hi, Natty.
Sorry, I'm
Mhm.
late.
Oh, you ain't no reason for you to apologize, girl. And we just in here talking. So yeah, so that's what, so it was really hard for me with that. But I didn't never want to I couldn't afford to lose myself with him because I had a kid, and the kid was his, you know what I mean? So even though he treated her good. But I understand this. But had I gone on, I would have lost myself for him. But sometimes it's like that song, you gotta know when to hold them, you gotta know when to fold them mofos.
Heck yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes. I see what you're talking about here now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, it's important for ladies. Like, a relationship is not worth it if you can't be yourself.
Hmm.
Yeah.
If that other person's trauma is swallowing you up, you just know that is not for you. You're
Mm-mm.
supposed to be able to shine in a relationship, right? If
Oh,
you
that's
could
on one of
be,
my other slides. You are.
you're supposed to be able to shine. And if you can't shine and he dimming your light, hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more. It was fun while it lasted.
Sorry, ladies. I had to
It was
go
fun.
and turn that heater. I think it must be that prosecco. I'm getting hot.
Oh, I'm drinking me some bourbon.
Oh, are you? Yeah. Well, shoot. I hadn't had a drink in a long time. So
Me
since this
neither.
cold
And it
ain't
was a
even.
day. And I guess this is my pre-vacation partying.
Oh, yes, it is. Okay,
I'm the
ladies.
drink
Here's the next
version
slide.
of the group. I'm
And what
drinking
you drinking?
my cranberry juice.
Oh, well, that's good. See, you good. Okay, and then I'm over here having a flash on top of having a sip. Okay, so do not hold your breath for anyone. Do not wish your lungs to be still. It may delay the cracks from spreading, but eventually they will. Sometimes to keep yourself together, you must allow yourself to leave. Even at breaking your own heart is what it takes to let you breathe. Now that was a deep one. See, that's what
Yeah.
happened to me. That's what I'm saying. I had to break my own heart. I was crying in. I was missing that man. Okay. Well,
You
no, not
gotta
he
love
was
you
about to
more
go.
though.
Yep.
Because the other thing is the reason why I had to do that is that, and here is the deal with struggle up and people that struggle up. So if I would have stayed with him, God and the Spirit had already told me, and I already felt like it, that it would be like an albatross around my neck. It will weigh me down like an anchor. There
Hmm.
is no way I'd be able to move forward, be able to be successful, reach new heights. It was going to be havoc inside of my home. So it's no way I could, do that. So this one right here really hits it home for me. What you think, Tina?
Yeah, it strikes a nerve with me also because with my ex-husband, I had said, I'm going to go back to school and I'm going to get my degree and I'm going to do these things, which also speaks on the young lady saying, you know, don't let nobody dim your shine, because that's all he tried to do. Whenever I tried to make strides to do something to better myself, not just for,
Mm-hmm.
as a woman, but for my family,
Mm-hmm.
I don't need you to give accolades, but I don't need for you to down me on them either, or to try to cause havoc or friction when you see me trying to do something positive,
Mm-hmm.
just to kind of pull the reins to hold me back.
Crab in the barrel. He want to pull you down.
He wanted to pull me down, and it hurt because again, that's that expectation. I had that expectation that whatever I did, as long as it was positive, especially going back to school,
Yeah.
at least my husband would be like, "Oh, my wife, she's better
Yeah, but
now."
some men don't care about that kind of thing. What you think about that, Nani?
I think you shouldn't get swallowed up
Mm-mm.
by
You
these
have been drinking bourbon.
narcissists.
By who?
By these narcissists out here. That's what
Oh
they
yeah,
do. They
yeah,
become weights around your shoulders,
yeah.
okay? And when it gets to the point where they weighing you back to the point you not taking care of yourself and putting your needs first, because I'm a firm believer, my happiness is first. And that's why I will not,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm unhappy, I will not get in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Because like it's just only going to add to my unhappiness. It's not going to have that opposite effect. So I got to find that within me first before I share that with someone, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason
Mm-hmm.
why I need to be happy so I can be clear in my decision making on that relationship.
Yep.
Because
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot of love bombers and gaslighters out here. It seems to be a
Mm-hmm.
profession nowadays. That's why you got this generation of dirty johns and stuff like
Stop
that
right
just
there. It's
walking
a
around
profession. It's a
It's like,
scamming
profession now.
women.
yeah.
Right, even Jennifer Lewis has spoke about how she was taken advantage of by Dirty John. Right, they come in,
That's right.
they come in with a mask. It's like chivalry, like, oh my
Mm-hmm.
god. And when they're doing everything right and nothing wrong has come up, prepare yourself for the war, honey, because it's going to be worse when they explode and that mask come off. it's gonna be worse. And that's why you always gotta choose you first in your happiness.
Right.
Remember,
And
I'm
that
gonna
goes
put
to
some.
this slide right here. It says we should fight for our relationships, but if fighting means ripping yourself into shreds and piggybacking all his demons, then you need to leave. Because
Hmm.
we got to look out for ourselves.
Yep. And you can't have any regrets about it when you leave, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because that person might go on and be with someone else and he may be a different partner with that person. You understand?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But how I've learned to deal with that through the years, and passing someone up and having to see them, I just think to myself, they only inheriting everything he did not fix about himself.
Right.
Okay? And so that's how you rationalize that.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
He's
Mm-hmm.
still a broken person. He put on a mask for the next person, and she too will learn soon enough.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be quick to say, "Oh, well, he don't treat me like he treated you.
Right.
How he treated me was enough for me. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's
That's
it."
it. And remember that person an ex, or you passed them up for a reason. So leave them where you
Mm-hmm.
put them.
Yeah, I don't even go back. I used to do that going back and forth, but I did not realize and I learned that exactly that. Now,
And usually,
this, go
if
ahead,
you
honey.
go back, that's revenge on whoever. They vengeful.
I
Mm-hmm.
I don't go
Yeah,
back.
they are. Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
I don't do that anymore anyway, because now I move a lot more intentional. I move a lot more intentional.
Yeah,
But
life is too precious.
good, Kitty. Go ahead.
Life is way too precious. You have to move with intention now. And
You
like
do.
all these dirty Johns out here, they don't have good intention. So you got to live for, like she said, you got to live for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be intentional.
Yeah. You have to be intentional. Now, these are some of the signs that people should know. And this is the moment, that should use as the deciding factor of what they should do. That, love don't live here no more, or it ain't serving them. And that's the moment that you start to wonder if you deserve better. You do. So, if anybody catches this on replay, that it may help somebody in the back, let it be. Let the words fall on your ear and be fertile. Until a man gets himself. Wait a minute now. I've been drinking too much wine, I think. Let me say this over again. Until a man gets himself healed, he will be toxic to every woman who tries to love him.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Amen to that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, some women are afraid and they don't know whether or not they're getting over the guy or they're just getting used to the pain. This kind of remind me of me, you know what I mean? So it doesn't matter. It didn't matter to me at this point though, because I felt like hell. No matter what, if I was getting used to the pain or I was getting over him, it just didn't hurt as much. So, I'm good to go. Let's see here. Next one. This one right here, I'm gonna let you ladies marinate on this. I'm just gonna read it and y'all tell me, because this right here is deep. You are the sun, but you can only warm a body when it steps in the light. Hot damn. Go ahead, ladies.
Yes. Facts. I always say you a squirrel in my world trying to get a nut. I'm just saying. So I get it. I get the analogy.
Mm-hmm.
Comparing, like, you got to step into my light. Now I got to step into your darkness. It's not
Mm-hmm.
saying that. And that just goes to show how you have to put yourself and your happiness first, right? So that you're not downplaying yourself to be with this individual. That individual needs to be on your level or better in
Mm-hmm.
order for you to shine.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
definitely finding somebody that's going to be receptive to that. You know.
Yeah.
yeah, and I received some wise um advice one day.
Mm-hmm.
This person, we were coworkers, and she watched me experience something crazy on a job, right, with my partner. And she came to me, she said, Nicole, it's okay, you want to let that other situation go, but moving forward, remember, you want to find a man that wants to treat you like a queen, that wants to provide, that wants to be in a man's place in your life.
Mm-hmm.
And I always carry those words with me. Yeah,
I got a question for
she
you
poured
all.
love into me that day when she gave me those words.
I know, isn't that beautiful when people do that? I love that when people do that.
Hmm.
And then I also feel like that, God also sent them to send me a message. I want to ask you all a question. I had a
Hmm.
conversation with someone, and this is what they told me. They said, I don't know about you and other women. She said, because there's a lot of women around here acting like they don't need a man. Okay. I need a man. I'm not one of those women who say that I don't want a man or I
Hmm.
don't need a man or I could do it on my own because I can. So I said, well, I received that. I said, because it's that's valid. You know what I mean? That's your opinion. That's your opinion. There's nothing I can do about it. However, though, do you really need him? I said, I don't necessarily. For me, I don't feel like I need anybody but the good Lord above. Okay, because I've been existing, flourishing, and doing everything on my own. Okay, now I want to have companionship in my life,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not gonna perish if he ain't in there. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? I'm still gonna do what I need to do, no matter what.
Hmm.
I'm still going to, and I'm not going to do, and I'm not merely going to exist because the man's not in my life. What do you guys think about? And a chat, I like what you guys got to say too on this one. So please comment. Do you need a man or do you want a man? And are they need and want really the same or are they interchangeable? What do y'all think? Tina?
Mm.
I don't need a man. I don't
Okay.
need a man. I definitely want one. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I thank God I got one. But
Yeah.
reflecting back on the long distance relationship, it showed me. Whereas before I thought I needed a man, not to take
Mm-hmm.
care of me, just for that companionship. And not that
Mm-hmm.
I want it, but that I need it. I'm not going to be able to
Mm-hmm.
function without touch, without
Mm-hmm.
intimacy, without, someone catering to me. Yeah, I can survive without it. I've
Mm-hmm.
done it even in a long distance relationship, 2 years at a time. It would be 2 years maybe before I get to see him again because of our
Mm-hmm.
schedules or just the things we had going on. And that showed
Mm-hmm.
me, Tina, you don't need the actual physical touch, but I want it.
Mm-hmm.
Need a person to cater you because I can cater to myself. But
Right.
I want somebody else to cater to me. So it helped
Mhm.
me to realize that I didn't need, because again, I take care of myself. I didn't need
Mhm.
a man for all the other things. Like I said, the intimacy, the company, the motivation, none of that. But I want
Mhm.
it was
Right.
so, and yeah, I think it would be to me, it's considered interchangeable. It's not a necessity.
Mhm. Nani, what you think?
Yeah, my needs and my wants are two different things.
Okay.
I need a man for certain things, certain positions in my life. Um,
Mhm.
what I want is something solid and
Mhm.
peaceful and secure. That's what I want, along with all the intimacy and things like that. So I feel like the need and the want can be interchangeable when it comes to different areas of your life. Financially, I don't need a man. I could take care of myself. But intimately, yeah, I need a man. A nice, good, sturdy one,
Mhm.
too. So,
I ain't mad
yeah,
at you on that.
so.
I ain't mad at you on that. Now Michelle said that she thinks that a lot of women says, I mean that they don't need a man financially. So it's the financials. Man, this sun is coming in on this thing. It's the financials. I'm gonna have to get close that curtain. The financials that they're talking about, and that is true.
Well,
You
financially,
know.
I need for you to be on the same level as me. I need for you to be able to take care of yourself, keep a roof over your
Mhm.
head, keep up with your credit. I need you to show that you're responsible in that way. You know what I mean? So that, like, if I ever needed to lean on you, I could.
Mhm.
So there's a certain level of maturity that comes with that. But now you got these younger folks that's financially secure, but mentally they not on the same level. So it's just like I don't even want to be bothered. I don't care how much money you have, you know?
That's being equally yoked.
Yeah, equally yoked. But just because we equally yoked, that doesn't mean we compatible.
Yeah, that's true.
You know,
I'm ready to go
personality
call.
wise and
What does
things
that
like
mean though?
that.
Equally yoked don't mean you compatible. Because I thought that's what equally yoked is.
Well, I mean, equally yoked, like on the same level as far as financial maturity, as far as mental health, and that's what I mean about. That's what I think they're talking about, like with the equally yoked. But like we could be equally yoked on paper, right? Logistically.
Mm-hmm.
But then when we come together, we just don't mix. We just don't get along, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, um
Well,
that's what I mean. Like you see a lot of age gap relationships now. That seems to be a trend, right? But mature, like I don't want to have to tell my man to take out the garbage because a man just knows that's just what needs to be done around the household, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Um yeah, so like I wouldn't want to be with anyone younger than me because I don't want to have to raise up anyone else. I already raised my kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you could be financially secure and 10 years younger than me, but still don't know how to do your laundry, still don't know how to run a household and think, you know what I mean? And some of those
Mm-hmm.
things come with experience,
Mm-hmm.
life experience. So yeah, I would say in that aspect, like I want somebody that's definitely experienced in life.
Yeah, I do
I don't
too.
want to be I don't necessarily have to be someone's first on everything, you know what I mean? Like I'm good if you a little seasoned.
Yeah, now I'm going to get this let me see here.
Ooh, I like that. You know, a heart can be broken, but it keeps on beating. Just exactly. And that's a
Yeah.
real positive way to look at breakups and heart. Like, now, like, if I break up with someone, like, I'm not even sad. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
girl, you dodged a bullet.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I don't try to get that invested. Well, for one, I do now we do things a little bit more intentionally. So we're pretty much getting to know that person. Before we used to, before when we were younger and we would just dive in with both feet.
Yep.
You know what I mean? We be straight invested. We don't do that now. We learn the person to determine if we need to invest ourselves in them. So that's the other thing there.
Exactly. Because
you know,
back in
it's
the
like,
day,
Mm-hmm.
we used to just take people word for it. And what did that get you? Right? You can't take people
Mm-hmm.
word for it. It's about the action. So if a person credit score and financials are in order, you're gonna see like within how they live. You're gonna hear them say, "Oh, gotta pay bills." Like anybody that's out here adulting, there's certain things that's just gonna come out of their mouth, and that's how you could tell they live in a normal lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna
Mm-hmm.
speak. Oh, I gotta pay bills. Oh, I gotta work a little extra to make sure this gets paid. And these are my goals for travel and this and that. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
a person who don't have their stuff together, they don't have no solid plans for their future.
Not at all. What you think about this one right here, Tina?
well, to speak on what Nadi's saying,
Oh,
it's
okay.
it's not just having their financials and everything together because that could be A1. But as a
Mm-hmm.
person, you know, with the type of relationships that they have in their life, be it a romantic one, a friendship, a relationship with a family member, just anything dealing with relationships. If they a crappy person, all that financial and the paying the bills, because you have people who be on it, who got all types of things going for them. But when it comes to their relationships, they are some of the worst people in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Emotionally bankrupt.
And
Right.
yes, yes, just
And that's what that old saying where they say, some people are book smart and some people are like common sense street smart.
mm-hmm.
But if you don't have a good balance of
Mm-hmm.
both, you're
And
not gonna have very solid relationships in your life.
You're not. You're not.
And to speak on this slide, if they're not making you glow alone, that's why I got divorced.
I mean, me too. Okay.
That's
And that's why I let James go. And that's why it's a whole lot of mofos that I walked away from. And it got easier and easier as time went on. Because, you know, it's, the first law of nature, one of the first laws of nature is self-preservation. Hello.
Hello.
I'm going to preserve me. Okay. Period. Now, this is what a lot of ladies need to know. You're not a rehab. It's not your job to fix everyone.
Oh, please, child. Look, I'm not a mechanic, and that is not my field of expertise, fixing people up. Because I'm still working on myself. Okay, so
Yeah, me too. So we got all each of us got to do the work.
Listen,
this one right here,
you
I like
gotta
this
do
one
your
too.
work on yourself, just like I gotta do my work, right?
Okay, now wait a minute, ladies.
Mm.
I want to show you because I forgot. I did have something else that I wanted to show you. Okay, so I wanted to show you. I'm going to get down to that, what you just talked about right there. Now, you should just remember that because I want to show you this lady here. I'm going to show you a couple of.
Do you think that women of color go through it, especially black women, more with the struggle of?
Yeah, because I don't think that we're seen as the prize that we are. I think that people are sleeping on how wonderful black women are. Now, get it. You get a black woman, you get a sister, you're going to get some mouth. But let me tell you what that mouth's going to do. Get you through a lot of hard times. That woman is going to pray for you. She's going to fight with you. She's going to fight for you. And she's going to make you a better man. So if you want to be a better man, you might want to get somebody with a little melon. Hold you up. Keep you strong.
If you date me, you're going to get a wig, too, okay? So understand that.
A bonus. I think the word struggle love, I think it's irresponsible. Because struggle love connotates that the other person is what made you struggle. When we need to start embracing, like you need to start taking ownership for the struggle you put yourself through because you didn't define what you needed in the first place.
That part.
And that's why I do truly believe life has an amazing way of repeating patterns until you get it upside your head that you need to stop doing what you're doing to get yourself in those definitions of what struggle love is.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
So that said, whatever it is that keeps happening to you, whether you keep picking the wrong guy or that person's forgetting Valentine's Day or you feel like you're under what you feel like you deserve, well then you got to take a look at yourself and really start to recognize what is it that you keep looking for, what is it that you keep doing that you need to change so you can get the love that you really deserve and stop bashing that other person.
Exactly. I agree, Jen.
You are the common denominator in all of your relationships.
That's a good point.
People be like, if you don't want me at my worst, then you don't deserve me at my best. No, I don't want you at your worst. I just met you. Like, you're trying to get me to accept this struggle type love. No, I deserve better than that. I ain't introducing you to my worst at the same time. I'm giving you my best. Here's the thing, man. I ain't trying to struggle with this love in the beginning. It's different if you have built equity inside this relationship. If you come already prepared and years down the line, you fall down and you need my help to get back up. Or you need that loyalty you've earned or my understanding or my unconditional love. I just met you and you got the audacity to force me or guilt trip me into accepting you at your worst. Don't you think I deserve the best? At least the best version of you in the beginning? Oh, you want me to settle, and I ain't gonna do that. All right? Step to me correct or don't step at all. And lady, that's what y'all need to say. People be like,
that's what they need to say, okay? Now, this is what you're talking about for healing yourself. This lady right here.
What is up, Brown Girl Tribe? Happy Wednesday, whatever day that you're watching this video. So check it. Today, we are going to break up with struggle self-love and struggle love. We will no longer accept the bare minimum and no longer do the bare minimum when it comes to doing our inner work, shadow work, mirror work with our therapist, right? So we really need to be vulnerable. We really need to be open. We really need to peel back those layers of the drama story, triggers, the secondary trauma, the compassion fatigue, whatever the case is. Anytime that we are experiencing some type of struggle, that is definitely a blockage. That's definitely some type of trauma. And then we gaslight ourselves like, this is not really happening. Like, I'm okay. And when we're really not okay. Anytime someone or an experience that comes into our life, it mirrors how we're feeling at that present time. So I really want you to pay attention and observe how you feel when someone comes into your life. Do you feel sick? Do you feel, joy? And really be like, all right, what am I getting from this experience? Because every experience and every person that comes into our life is an enlightenment, and it's a time for us to heal. So today we're going to break up with struggle self-love and struggle love. Much love and light to you guys. Peace.
Yeah, that's stupid videos, but I like those.
Those are all very positive and uplifting. And
Mm-hmm.
it was always to know your worth, to walk in your worth.
Mm-hmm. Now, I think this is what gets people a lot of times too. I miss having something to look forward to. I miss having conversations you never want to end, moments you never want to forget, and laughs that never seem to stop. I miss the talks that happen so easily, and um, the talks that happen easily, and the time spent that happens so naturally. I miss that time when I stopped and I reflected on the fact that I never imagined you, meaning so much to me. I miss the beginning. I miss the potential. I miss the possibilities. I miss what I dreamed we would be. I miss what I prayed we could share. I miss what I thought we were. I miss the idea of us. And I think we'd already discussed that in a couple earlier slides, but a lot of times our expectations get us effed up. I
Yeah,
think
you
that's
can't
what
have
happened.
expectations. No, I learned a long time ago to stop having expectations in people. Like, I was less disappointed that way.
Mm-hmm.
I only can expect people to be who they are, and
Mm-hmm.
understand that I can't change it. No matter what I think is wrong with the situation, people are gonna be who they are.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
That's true.
so it's just better not to have like these levels of expectation. You're gonna be disappointed every time. People are gonna let
Mm-hmm.
people let you down.
They
I
do.
think I think when you have a reasonable level of expectations, like again, what you expect of yourself, you would expect from someone else. But and that's not always good because everybody's not the same. So I'll retract that to a certain extent because I don't expect some people to do the things that I do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm me and they're them. And just like you said, you have to accept people where they are. But I think you still need to have a certain level just so that you could wean out those people that aren't worthy of your time. That
Yeah,
don't
and I
Yeah,
don't think it's
and I get
wrong.
that.
I don't think there's anything wrong with having expectations at all, because we all should have something, because everybody wants to have something to look for. But what I do believe is that what we need to do though is it's okay to have expectations, but you have to inspect what you expect. So you have to inspect your expectations to make sure that you on target. You know what I mean?
And I could piggyback off of that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
by not having expectations, I feel like that gives me an open ground to create healthy boundaries.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Right? So, like,
True.
although I have no expectations of you, but here's what I expect. You know what I mean? Like, I do have
Mm-hmm.
expectations, and this is how I expect to be treated. So,
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But yeah, those should be givens. We're gonna go through this our last slide, and then we're gonna wrap it up, ladies. And then this one is it's nothing like having somebody that gets you, somebody who knows how to get through to you, somebody that knows you well enough to challenge you when you need it, somebody who will pray with you when you feel defeated, somebody who knows how to back up and be your peace when times get heated. I realize there's no perfect relationship. Every day won't be great. Every conversation won't be full of laughter, and every moment won't feel like bliss. I get all of this, but maybe my problem is I want something that's easy to fight for. I want something so fulfilling that I never think twice about quitting. I want a love so rewarding that I never consider going back to life without it. I want a relationship so valuable that I confidently ignore my fears when they try to bring doubts in it. But I don't want it bad enough to force it. I want it right. So I want to wait. And in the meantime, I'm just working on me for our forever. Now, ain't that something right there? That's what
Yeah,
I think
that's deep.
Yeah.
that is. I think that a lot of people should do it. So, ladies, if somebody was to come through this video and look through it and everything, what would be your closing thoughts, Tina?
I don't know why you came to me first because I got a million thoughts running through my head. But
Okay.
my,
Well,
just
then give us a call, just one or two or three.
yeah, just for you to or any person to set boundaries.
Mhm,
You know, heal. If you have issues, and it
mhm,
definitely be accountable for yourself. You have to take accountability for yourself. If you have issues,
mhm,
um, just any type of hindrances, you need to acknowledge them for one, and then try to deal with them before you get into a relationship. That'll prevent those struggle loves and those relationships with all that extra toxicity,
Mhm.
and to definitely set those boundaries and expectations that we have on folks, and or what we
mhm,
want for ourselves out of our
mhm.
relationships, and to definitely love wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
That's all I got for you, Kim.
Okay. Maddie, what you got?
You know, to piggyback off of her, definitely setting healthy boundaries is required. But with setting healthy boundaries, that takes time. Anything worth having is not going to come fast. It's not going to evolve fast. It's going to be a slow process. You know, it's going to evolve in time, so that you can see who each other is. So, you know, setting healthy boundaries is definitely important. And I believe in taking your time. And within taking your time, make sure you put you first and you take care of you. And know when you're undateable. Know when you're not relationship worthy at the moment. Like if you got a whole lot of drama and you balancing a lot of things and you feeling conflicted as a person, that right there tells you you're not qualified to be in a relationship. So go take care of you so you can get qualified to
For
be in that.
real.
It doesn't have to be forever, but go deal with you first. Like to carry
Mhm,
that baggage into a relationship is selfish.
mhm,
And until
Mhm.
you're willing to walk through that trauma and deal with that and face it head on yourself, you can't expect for anybody else to understand where you're coming
mhm,
from in your story. So, and getting into another situation, it's just a band-aid to cover up what you really feeling. So why not just walk through those emotions and deal with self so that you could qualify as a healthy partner for someone else one day?
mhm.
So
That's all I got for you, Kim.
Okay, well, you ladies. Well, I'm gonna tell you what mine is. Mine is that things are gonna happen, but in all kind of relationships, but you have to first determine whether or not the relationship is something that you should stay in. But one thing I know for sure that if you do know and you feel that that is not a relationship, you feel uncomfortable, you find yourself always being the one that's trying to make it work, trying to fix it, trying to go the extra mile and things like that. It's not gonna work
Mm-mm.
at all. And what usually happens is that when you having all the signs and all the rest of that, and especially if you're one that's doing what you're supposed to do in a relationship, and you're a righteous and obedient child of God, okay? Everything that you try to touch is going to be right beyond your fingertips. Because God don't, that's not living life and living abundantly. He don't want you to be with anybody like that. And if you are with somebody like that, 9 times out of 10, they're going to always try to hold you back. You know what I mean? They don't want you, like when Tina was saying when she was going to school. He was like, he didn't, like celebrate the fact that she was trying to, make these strides, which was really something that was, fantastic. But the other thing is that, and I don't know how this may sound, and I've been married because, I don't want anybody to say, well, you ain't married, you single, but I've been married and everything before, and I've been in a relationship, but I can't love nobody to the detriment of myself. I just can't say it. I said that, okay? Because I came in this world by myself. When I go, I'm going to go by myself, and we ain't attached at the hip, so I got to love me, all right? And that's about it. But I thank you, ladies, for coming on. I really do. This has been great as usual. I'm hungry and I got a corned beef in here that I've been from Bread Basket that I want to hit up on.
I just got finished scarfing a burger.
Did you? I heard you. I was you made me even hungrier. But ladies, thank you all so much for coming on. Tina, thank you.
Thank y'all for
The next
having
show
Always
me.
a pleasure.
the next show that we're going to do next Tuesday is going to be on interracial relationship with a focus on why is it that is seemingly frowned on more upon black men dating white women than white men dating black women. Okay,
Okay.
so we'll unpack that,
Okay. Sounds
and
good.
some of that stuff is historical. When you gonna be back from vacation, Nadi?
Oh, not until next Tuesday.
Okay. Well, if you up and about, then you can hop on. At 7 o'clock. 'Cause I don't know when you'll be coming back
I
from
should be
your
home by then.
vacation. Okay, honey. Anyway, and Tina, me and you be talking for sure. Anyway, so I love you, ladies, and thank
I
you
love you
so
too.
much. I am going to outro. Thank you for watching Kim Delivers. I'm so glad you came. Be sure to click that like button, hit subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. This way you never miss out on any of our content. Also, any show ideas, topics, perhaps you may have a product or a business that you would like to share. This is an open and a welcoming platform for all. Send me an email. It's in my description. Well, again, thank you for watching. And until the next time, take care, be safe, and be kind. Toodles.